I could talk it. I'm just gonna be like watching the stream.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Talladega Super Speedway for the final exhibition race for the Racers Elite drivers right here using the NASCAR Truck Series here on the Racers Elite Network, powered by iRacing. Tonight we have an exciting 55 lap race for you guys here. And up here in the booth is the one, the only Dakota LaRue. He is joining me here today. Always an absolute blast to have him today. Dakota, how are you doing today, buddy?
Doing great. Looking forward to some good, clean super speedway racing like we've had the past couple of weeks here, and looking forward to the season.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys, these guys have always put on a good show here at the super speedways, and I don't think that is going to change whatsoever here. With what we have seen, here in the past, what are your thoughts? Who do you got to win today?
You know, it's I want to say the obvious of like Andrew and the same people, but it's kind of a toss-up with these races. You know, you never know who's gonna have the like exact edge that they need to be able to get the win here. But I'm actually gonna go with I think Terry Fennell this week.
Dakota LaRue, or Dakota LaRue. Andrew Taft is always a strong person at Daytona and Talladega, so we're definitely looking out for him. To come out here to win the race here tonight. Right now, Tim Berg in that Triple Eight car, he's out front currently. Kirby Wayne Scott, he's currently down on track. So far, he has that fourth spot currently.
Yeah, so far first and second place only separated by 1,000th in qualifying.
Yeah, definitely. So far, it's pretty close. Absolutely is. There we go. I'm absolutely loving that number 10 Halloween paint scheme. And on that note, before I forget, ladies and gentlemen, happy Halloween to you all. Thank you guys so much for taking your time out after trick-or-treating this evening to coming out and joining us here on Racers Elite Network. Alrighty, guys, give me just one moment here. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are going to see 3, possibly 4 wide racing here in the trucks. It is an absolute exciting day for us. And before we do get started here, let's go ahead and take a look here at our race info for today. These drivers are going to be running 55 laps around this speedway. And they're going to go about 146 miles. They do have 65% fuel, so we're looking probably pit stop, probably right around maybe 20 to 25, I believe. So these guys are going to see what they can do about stretching it on just one stop. They do have unlimited set of tires. And right here, you guys, next week, November 7th, we are going live at Atlanta Motor Speedway using the Xfinity car to begin the Friday Night Super Speedway Series. So we are super excited for that as well. And ladies and gentlemen, Davey Davis in that 777 pickup truck. He is coming around turns 3 and 4 now back to the tri-oval. And he's going to come across that start finish line. And let's see what he can do here. He will bring it up to 7th on the leaderboard. What craziness is that? 777 in 7th. What does that mean for that 777 machine? Alrighty. And it looks like we have 22 trucks on tap today.
Not me talking while being muted. If you take a quick gander at the 67 of Mikey Allen, he has a nice little Michael Myers paint scheme on his hot rod.
I'm sorry, who did you say?
The 67 of Mikey Allen.
Mikey Allen, there you is, right there. Let's go ahead and take a nice close-up view of his race truck. Absolutely, what a beautiful paint scheme there. Nice, bright. Let's see if there's anybody else here sitting on the track at the moment. Nope. All right, so qualifying is now over, ladies and gentlemen. You know what that means. We are going to get this thing ready to go, and let's go ahead and take a look here at our starting grid for your exhibition race here at Talladega Super Speedway. Steve Sizemore in that 08 machine will bring home the pole with a 55.134. Pete, was that? Is it Peter? Is it Peter or is it Petra or Petter? Peter? My
not
dude.
Real sure on that one.
I am so sorry if I'm gonna butcher your name. Smetana. We're just gonna go with Smetana, and if we have to change that later, I do apologize, brother. Jim Berg in that 888 machine. Ira Kohlhaas in the 29 will be on the outside of row number 2. Row number 3, Truth Hoke and Kirby Wayne Scott. Row number 4, you have David Davis in that 777 starting 7th. And Steve Castle in that number 01 machine. He'll be starting on, or in that number 1 machine, he'll be starting on to his outside. Chris Castle and Raymond Bell, they will be sharing row 5. Brandon Massey and Steve Vest, they will be sharing row 6. Row number 7, you have Stephen Luttrell and Terry Fennell. Mike Fudge and Barry Nelson will share row 8. Row 9, you have Mike Allen and Andrew Teft in row 9. Row 10, Kyle Hess, Kensley Smith back there. Timothy Eisburn and Aaron Roth will round out the field of 22 today. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start rolling these cars. And while we do this, we're going to try to take a sneak peek here at some of these paint schemes. Let's see who all has a Halloween paint scheme on their vehicles. So far, not many.
Yeah, not as many as I was expecting, but the few that that do have Halloween paint schemes, they look pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
I will say, I think the Michael Myers on Chucky paint scheme will be my favorite.
Steve Luttrell, if you're Steve Luttrell's mom, if you're watching, he says hi. Happy Halloween on that number 50 of Terry Fennell. Yeah, that 67 of Mikey Alley. We saw that paint scheme a little bit earlier.
I'm excited. I actually got a race tomorrow at a super speedway in the Arca car, so
Nice.
maybe I can watch these fellas and learn a few tricks of the trade here.
Oh, absolutely. You can always learn something from these drivers here in this league, as they all put on a wonderful battle for almost any spot that they are in. So, you know, just pick who you want to watch and take it from there.
It's time to go green, baby.
Absolutely. It is a time to go racing here at Talladega Super Speedway. And we are green flag racing right here at Talladega Super Speedway for 55 laps. Right now, your race leader, currently Steve Sizemore, has got a good, he's got a good jump here on the start. But Petra Smetana, he is still driving hard on that outside, getting a good push here from Kohlhaas as they exit turn number 2, and they will go high outside, and your top 3 will take over on that top side of Samantha, Kohlhaas, and Wayne Scott, but Wayne Scott not able to get down in front of the field on that inside as there's a stack up behind them, but everybody is able to keep their trucks facing the correct direction. But here comes that number 1 of Steve Castle pushing Wayne Scott back to that front. Now they will drag race down the tri-oval here as they will see who will lead this lap, and it is going to be Wayne Scott taking a spot there.
Yeah, one thing I will say that surprises me, like, between the different cars here is just the way the outside line works. In these trucks, they can really get that outside line moving using those cars.
Oh, definitely. It's an absolute blast to see these drivers do this. As they now come here through turns 3 and 4 here once again. Out of turn 4, you got now 3 wide action going on behind them. And that's going to be that number 28 machine of Barry Nelson. He's going to be the first one to try to take it 3 wide, but nobody is going to go with him as they exit the tri-oval back down into turn number 1.
I'm kind of curious if Barry was trying to send it 3 wide there, or if he just thought he saw something and wanted to try to hop out of line there.
Yeah, that's definitely very possible there. As we go ahead.
I don't think it matters much now, as there's 3 cars up there in that 3rd lane, or 3 trucks up there in that 3rd lane. They're definitely making it work.
Oh yeah, they're doing a phenomenal job making it work here as we ride on board now with Barry Nelson. He's up top in that 3 wide battle. coming out here out of the tri-oval. With Talladega being so spread out, it will not surprise me that these drivers can run, lap after lap after lap, running 3 wide. As you see them now coming out of turn number 2, and that outside lane just gets a phenomenal run here.
Yeah, especially don't only have 4 trucks up here at the moment. I mean, if you get it right up here against the wall, the outside lane will definitely rip around here.
Absolutely. It may be the longest way around this speedway, but you're also not turning as much, so you're not having to burn off as much speed as the lower 2 lanes. So it can benefit you, but also at the same time, it might be trouble. As you see, David Davis in that 777 take it to that bottom, and he will take the lead from that outside lane. So now we have 4 drivers up top being led by that number 15 of Kensley Smith, as these drivers continue to rip around the... Oh, you're not clear! Get back down in line! Good job. Oh man, that 26 machine, Raymond Bell kind of had me itchy there a second.
Well, unfortunately, sir, he can't hear you from the broadcast booth, but...
Oh, I know he can't. I know he can't hear me, but I'm still going to say it as they continue to rip around this track 3 wide. Again, 4 trucks up top, being led by Kensley Smith there, and being pushed by that number 9. But I don't see a number 9 here in our 4 wide. These guys are 4 wide now for your race lead. And they come out of turn number 2 here, still 4 wide. What incredible racing we have early on in this race. And everybody was able to keep it nice and straight here as they come flying down the back straightaway. As you see that number 53 machine, he will rip it down to the inside, but I think that's actually the 25. I don't know who's who anymore. That 3rd spot is that, yep, that's the 25 of Smetana.
Man, they are definitely making this race action-packed today. This is a whole different race. Took her time and bit her time around the track. Well, this week, they're just going straight.
Incredible racing. Sorry, I got kind of caught up here in this 3 wide racing. This is the best 3 wide racing we have seen in a very long time here on Racers Elite Network. And so far, can this very well be what we expect to see? Starting next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway is awesome racing just like this.
Different as the vehicles can get loose there a lot easier than they can here. Officials are a lot more.
Oh, there it is!
I saw it in the wall.
Wayne's got up onto the wall, and he will come back down the track. Watch out! Oh, hard impact there. Oh man, who was that? Oh, a lot of good drivers involved. That was the 98 of Andrew Tiff who got collided there with that 10 machine of Kirby Wainscott. Wainscott went up onto the wall and then came back down, and that will bring out our first caution here of the night. Let's go ahead and go back here and take a look and see what happened.
This looked like they were playing a game of ping pong for a minute there.
Yep, as you guys see these drivers going 4 wide. That number 25, I believe it was, of Peter Smetana. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the 36. Yeah, the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. He made it 4 wide, went up and got into Wainscott. Wainscott just gets shoved up into the wall, and hit the front nose of his truck just rides that wall. The 28 is involved. The number 57, the 36, the 8, I believe he manages to get around it with no issues. And then as Wayne Scott comes back down the 57 comes back down the track, and uh, the number 98 of Andrew Teft had absolutely nowhere to go. Let's go ahead and go back just a little bit here one last time. I'm going to take a look here. And I said that was the 08, correct? Yeah, Steve Sizemore. Okay, so he didn't really make it through, but we're going to go ahead and play it. And as you guys can see, just right there, he was able to sneak his way with minimal damage. So really good driving there by Steve Sizemore.
Luckily for a lot of these drivers, they do have one fast repair, so this incident will not be the end of the race.
Yeah, definitely, you know, that fast repair is definitely going to be a great thing for these guys. As you see, Kirby Wayne Scott trying to make his way here to the pit lane, but he's got a lot of damage, so he'll finally make his way down here into the pits. But it does.
And I would like to go ahead.
But it does look like, you know, everybody did come down pit road here.
Yeah, and I just want to say, it looks like we got a Let's Go Sizemore from Mistress Mama Sizemore in the chat there. What an eventful start to this race, though. Honestly, like 4 wide battling and already an incident. That was definitely not what I was expecting coming into the night.
No, not at all. These guys, I mean, like, we know these guys put on one heck of a show, but I was not expecting what we just saw these guys do, running 4 wide, no problems, 3 wide, no problems, and then just, you know, getting into the corner at the wrong time. It just made them kind of
Just some good driving for the most part out of everybody. I mean, mistakes do happen. Wrecks are going to happen. It's part of racing. But, I mean, some very good heads-up driving for most of these drivers to be able to do that.
Oh, yeah. And hello, by the way, Miss Nancy. How are you? So far, these drivers have been doing an absolute phenomenal job here tonight. And if you guys are watching, please, no spoilers about the NASCAR Truck Series event that just ended. We don't want anybody to, you know, be upset or anything that there was stuff that was said that shouldn't be said just yet. So just keep that in mind as we go on through this event. As some of these drivers did record the race, and they'll have to go back here and watch it when it's all said and done here at Talladega. And we are coming through. We should be getting the 1 to go signal. There it is right there. So Smetana, he will go to the inside. Kensley Smith to the outside. Let's see here. Alright, so I don't see Smetana in chat because I was going to bring him up here to find out exactly how you say his name, but I mean, it's just like Timothy Eisburn here. We were saying Eisbrand, and he goes, no, it's Eisburn. Where you get burned from brand, I don't know. I'm sorry, Tim, I love you, buddy. you're a cool kid, or a cool guy. But Timothy Eisburn, he quickly, he let us know. So that was very cool of him, and you know, we're excited to get this stuff underway. Smetana, he's out there in that number 25 machine, but sporting a number 53 on his truck. So we will do our best to remember that. All right. Are you ready to do this all over again, Dakota?
Yes, sir. I'm hoping we get another good run here.
Love getting to watch this, and all you racers is exciting. Yes, these guys always put on an amazing show, and we are glad that you are able to watch it here as we bring these cars back, or trucks back down here to the restart zone, and we are Green Flag Racing once again, presented by Speed Zone Race Control. If you need some good race control, people get in contact with Speed Zone Race Control, and they will hook you up. All right, Kensley Smith is working now to that outside of Smetana as we are
Smetana.
Smetana. Something like that.
Sorry, we're butchering your name a little bit there, bud.
You know what? I'm just gonna call him Smee. All right. So now we've got 3 different distinctive lines going here, and so it's going to be very interesting to see, how these guys are planning on working this out between them.
I don't know about everyone else, but Raymond Bell said he didn't want to be a pusher and he wanted to be in the front as he hopped up to the front of that outside line there and got us up to the first position. He thinking it was a good run out trial, and I think he might have led that lap.
Yeah, definitely really good racing. Now, as we go back 3 wide racing with that number 1 machine of Steve Castle on the outside, getting a good push by Truth Hoke in that number 55, but they kind of got a little bit discombobulated as they're going 4 wide once again on the back straightaway. 4 wide for 3rd place here as they continue to drive up into the baking of turn 3. I cannot watch. Oh, contacted to the wall. Keep it. Okay. Oh my.
That was a very sketchy move out of that 25, 53, whatever you want. Whatever you want to call him there, as he came up in front of somebody and almost chopped their nose. These drivers are all over the place trying to make moves right now.
Yeah, absolutely. These drivers are all over the place. But at the same time, these guys are giving us one hell of a battle here at Talladega Super Speedway as we have drivers touching down on the inside, that 53 and the number 92 car of Timothy Eisburn. They are doing a phenomenal job as they were touching down in turns 1 and 2. And here comes that number 53-25 machine again of Smetana, trying to make it to the race lead on that middle lane, and he will take over the race lead thanks to a good push by David Davis in that number 777 machine. Whoa, big movements there. Hold on to it as they will go forward. Oh my God. You guys. We're only on lap 15. These guys are getting me moving in my seat as they are running 4 wide here at Talladega Super Speedway. And that is going to be possibly for right around that 5th spot as the 15 of Smith is on the outside. Dakota, I don't know what to say.
As we watch the 9 car getting a run here, it looks like the 777 car of David Davis is going to take over the lead here, and we're starting to get filed back down to 3 wide here as looks like the 9 is going to be left out to dry at the moment. And Sharp's giving a hell of a battle, especially on that outside lane.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are doing a phenomenal job as they go ahead and get themselves figured out here, heading down here into turn number 1.
Battle to the lead up here on that 2nd lane. He should have a better run off here this time. We'll see how it plays off for him.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to having some. This has been really good racing, so it doesn't surprise me on what we've been seeing. But all this, 4 wide action, that's what's surprising me the most.
especially this early in the race. Normally, these drivers are pretty calm and like to take their time, but they're definitely not wasting any time trying to get to the front of this field. As looks like we're going 3 wide for the lead here.
Yeah,
The 26 opting to drop to the back. It looks like.
All right, as we continue to watch these drivers fly down the back straightaway here. That outside lane with Steven Luttrell and that number 36 machine, he's getting a good head of steam here on the back straightaway on to the outside here of the 777 machine as that number...
I want to talk about a good head of steam. Did you see the 3 trucks on the very outside lane there? How much time they just gained after he dropped back there?
Absolutely, and we have, I believe that's Brandon Massey out in that number 87 machine that is sporting the number 9. He's getting a really good push right now by Kensley Smith in that number 15 machine. Smith is big wobble out of Smith that time. Smith, he's always been a really big pusher. And so when you see that number 15 Napa Blue behind you, you know you're about to go for an amazing run here as these guys are now flying down the back straightaway here once again and trying to continue to run 3 wide. That 67 of Mikey Allen, he's trying to get himself back up here to the front to possibly lead this race as he will clear that outside lane, which is being led by by Mikey. No, it's not Mikey Allen. Who's that? 87 there. Yeah, Brandon Massey, I believe. 08. Steve Sizemore. Steve Sizemore in that 08 machine.
Yes, the outside lane has kind of like deformed for the moment and dropped back, but I got a feeling they're about to have another surge coming as they're still trying to battle 3 wide for who's going to lead what back here.
Yeah, absolutely, and we have big movements up here from that 3rd place of Smetana as he goes to the outside, and the 36 of Luttrell, he will go up and stop that momentum of that middle lane, which was actually a very good, beautiful, actually, transition. As you see Smetana, he gets drilled by Sizemore in that 08, as he's going to go back down to that middle lane and leave Sizemore to the outside lane as they battle 3 wide for that 2nd spot. But here comes that outside lane going for the race lead.
Don't seem like nobody wants to be pushing the Niners. They are shuffling all over the place trying to get towards the front tonight.
Absolutely, and I'm wondering if these guys forget that this is a 55-lap race, as we are still taking laps away as we are working lap number 20 now. These guys they're really making us work up here in the booth today.
And nothing wrong with it. It's Halloween. They want to have some fun, and they're definitely making it interesting for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. There is nothing more terrifying than running 4 wide at Talladega, and we have seen it a couple times already, and one time it has not worked, but they didn't care. They went ahead and went 4 wide again on that restart. But right now, they're keeping it nice and calm now, just keeping it 3 wide as they battle back here for right around that 6th spot, with that number 87 of Brandon Massey to the outside. But there goes that 08 of Sizemore. He's picking up that outside line, and he's going to try to pull those guys more out front as they dive up here into turn number 3.
Man says nothing scarier than 4 wide, like he's never been 5 or 6 wide at Talladega coming on the last lap. People on the apron.
Yeah, that's actually pretty scary, and I've been on the bad end of that stick.
These drivers have done a really good job running 3 4 wide.
Oh!
Issues, as I said, that the 08.
The 08 of Sizemore up in the air, but he was able to bring it back down, and how is that not a caution?
Like a bad push from the non-truck there. Just holy cow.
Let's come back here. big push there. The 88 up in the air, the 08 up in the air. You know, a couple, you know, big scary moments there. And let's ride on board with Steve Sizemore. Boom, right back down. He got very lucky. As we have, looks like trouble. Oh, my bad. As we possibly had more issues here. Raymond Bell, let me see what happened with him out of turn number 4. Oh, looks like a couple people here coming down pit road. Big checkup there for Raymond Bell. He will most likely get a penalty for speeding in the pits and an unsafe pit entrance. Terry Fennell, he's having a lot of movement now. All right, so some drivers here are starting to elect to start their pit stops as we continue to wind down laps here at Talladega. Alrighty, here they come. Here comes that number 87 of Brandon Massey to the outside. Once again, being pushed by NC Blue as they drive down here back straightaway.
And I think after that move, the field's calmed down quite a bit as they've realized that they might have been pushing it a little too hard. You notice they're double file and kind of just relaxing now. Oh, as I say that,
and
that was a bad.
That will bring out our caution. Looks like the 50 of Terry Fennell is involved. I'm unsure of who else was involved as we were riding on board with a couple people. Oh, I should have just stayed with the 50 because we were just on him in camera. So let's go back here and take a look, see what happened. All right, right here. Oh, we have big touch. The 50 up in the air. That could have been a lot bigger than what it was.
Man, had I Believe I Can Fly playing in his truck as he was in the air not once but twice.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's slow it down here for everybody. As you see them coming through the tri-oval, I couldn't tell if the one was just trying to get down, but didn't realize he wasn't clear. But man, that 50 machine up into the air. Oh man, that number 10 machine there of Wayne Scott barely squeezing through. What incredible racing we have been seeing here tonight. As we see drivers coming down here for pit road, Kyle Hess in that number 86, he decided to stay out this time. I'm not exactly sure what his game plan is here, because I think this might, you know, solidify everybody able to make it to the end of this race. So this is actually a very interesting call here. But you know who all this really benefits? I think he muted himself again.
Oh, sorry about that.
Told ya.
What's up?
So with this caution, guess who this absolutely benefits?
That's a hard question because it depends on how this restart goes.
It
Who would you say?
Steve Sizemore in that number 08 machine, and I believe it was the 707 of Chris Gassel. You know, they were around on the front straightaway.
Point, they didn't get a caution
Yep.
called for that either.
Nope. They did
That
not
definitely
get it.
helped them out.
Yep. They did not get a caution, so that definitely helped them out there. But we have Andrew Teft down on pit road. Um, he's now just a couple laps down. I'm not exactly sure what's happening here with Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine, but
Remember correctly, he got caught in an incident early in the race, and he might have just got caught in something else there, as he does have a lot of right front damage to his truck at the moment.
yeah, that is very possible. Oh, there he goes. Now he's coming out.
Yeah, he still has quite a bit of damage to the right front of that truck, it looks like.
Oh yeah, you can see that corner panel piece missing there on the side of his car as we get a good look here.
Man, there's been so much going on, it's been hard to keep up with. I can't even lie.
Oh, absolutely.
Just some good, like, hard racing tonight, which I'm a fan of, but I'm also a fan of long green flag runs. I'm a weird person, man.
It is because you are absolutely a weird person.
Listen, man, I like carnage, but I also like good long green flag racing too. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy with whatever happens on the track, basically.
Just so you guys can get an idea, this is the banking these drivers deal with here at Talladega. 33 or 34 degrees of banking here at Talladega.
That's pretty close. I know it gets a lot worse once you get to the top. It's basically like you have to do the Michael Jackson thing, as I call it, trying to stand on the track.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I think lights are off on the pace truck this time, bud.
Heck yeah. Julie Thompson in here also rooting for Sizemore. Miss Julie from Michigan. Hello, Julie from Michigan. Hope you are doing well. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Halloween. You are tuning in now after Sizemore back in that 19th spot. He unfortunately got a good bad push from behind, sent him sideways and up into the air a little bit, but luckily no damage done on that 08 machine of Sizemore, as your race leader Kyle Hess brings that Hess machine down into the restart zone, and we are green flag racing once again here at Talladega Super Speedway.
Jump by him, like monstrous jump by him, as these drivers are going to have a chance to get a really good run up to him and give him a big push coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, absolutely. This is absolutely something that you don't want to do as the race leader, is get too much of a jump. As you see here, that number 36 of Luttrell, he's going to get an easy run here and take over that top spot, as the number 86 machine has to now get up to full song just to match him. And luckily, he's got a good pusher right behind him from Brandon Massey in that number 9 machine.
Yeah, that outside lane did have a really good charge there, but it fell back a little bit as Steve Luttrell is going to attach to the back of the 9 here and push in forward, trying to get up to the front.
Oh, here we go. That 36 was thinking about trying to make it 3 wide, but instead, Kensley Smith in that number 15 Napa Toyota or Chevrolet, he's going to try to make it work on the outside as they come out of turn number 2 this time by.
You know what they say, Napa know-how, right? And it looks like he knows how to make 2 trucks work, because he's keeping dead even with that middle lane there.
Absolutely. And just to touch up, as we have a bunch of Sizemore fans Sizemore back in that number 08 machine, starting to work his way back towards the front after having a long slide going airborne, as he will continue to make his way towards the front, riding in that middle lane, and he's just going to get sucked up right behind that 888 machine. All right, as they come now through here through turns 1 and 2, that middle lane's kind of broken up just a little bit, but hopefully once Sizemore gets down into that hole, you know, he will be able to help make that middle lane more solidify and help push those guys towards the front.
That's crazy how strong the outside is in these trucks. That 3 trucks is able to keep up with almost a full field of cars.
Yeah, it is absolutely crazy, but those guys, they are also running nose to tail, which is a lot closer than what the other drivers down below them are doing, so they're able to make a little bit more movement. As you see that number, who was that? Oh, the 777 there, as he's pushing that number 36 of Luttrell in that middle lane, as they're trying hard to make it work. Man, just look at these 4 trucks on the outside working their hardest, as they're going to get more help from the 777 on that outside. And that's going to cause separation between Luttrell and that 888. And now Luttrell, he's going to fall back a little bit here, but that should cause that outside lane to move up even further, as they now run side by side now here for that race lead.
Yeah, it appears a lot of these drivers are starting to realize that riding a lip around the outside has got the best momentum and speed off the corner here. So everyone's starting to opt to go up there for this turn.
Yeah, definitely. You know, these drivers are definitely doing a fantastic job around the outside. Something that you really don't see work very well, but, you know, these 4 trucks on the outside, they're making it work, as it is being led by Davis, who's getting pushed hard by that number 87 of Brandon Macy and that number 87-9 machine.
We're getting some wheels coming through the crowd over there. Everyone able to get it cleared up, it seems. As the 777 dropping to the bottom, and wow.
Massey goes with him, barely clears the number 53, or I don't even know what number he is.
Yeah, the 25 is just don't move, just straight to the outside there.
Yep, that's Smetana in that number 2553 machine, as they are driving. Oh, they touch! Smetana don't. A big side draft gone wrong there, but they were all able to keep it up as Hess comes down pit road. I saw that coming, as he didn't pit with the rest of the field, as they go 3 wide for the race lead, make that 4 wide for second, as that 888 machine is flying around the outside of the rest of the machines, as they continue to be 4 wide for about that 6th spot, with Kensley Smith high on that outside lane, and they are able to keep it nice and straight, as you see that 888 machine of Jim Berg keeping it nice and steady around that outside.
Calm down on the side draft a little bit, as they're really getting down there and touching doors. It's very dangerous going this fast in these cars.
Absolutely.
These drivers are reaching speeds 190 plus on the straightaways.
Yeah, for sure. As you see Jim fall back to the end of the field here after unfortunately not making it work. But as we now come back here to your race leaders, you have Stephen Luttrell on the inside, and here comes Sizemore in that 08 machine leader on the outside. He is now up here racing for the race lead, and I can hear those fans from Michigan getting nice and loud for Stephen Luttrell, or for Sizemore, as he's working his way up here to the front of this pack. I should say Michigan/Ohio. really,
Yeah, 'cause they actually got another truck that joined up there with them now, so they might be able to get a little bit of a run, and they got 3 more trucks behind them working their way up to them as well.
yeah, Barry Nelson in that number 28, 28 Texaco Havoline Chevrolet. He's doing a wonderful job getting these drivers up here, and you know he's sporting a new number, new sponsor this season because he didn't have any luck whatsoever last season. So he said he's going to change his number and everything. So far it's kind of benefited him just a little bit, and he's hoping to carry that momentum into the new season as we continue to have a strong battle here for the race lead.
Yeah, that 25 of Smetana is making some very bold moves throughout the field as he's been just whipping his car right into holes every chance he gets, it seems. And he's making it work, though.
Yeah, he is absolutely making it work, but it is also very, very risky as these drivers, I believe, are catching up to that lap down truck now of that number 86 of Kyle Hess. As they will, as Hess will stay up to that high side, and as they will continue to battle here, too wide for that third spot. It is now Sizemore versus David Davis. As Davis, he's able to pull up just a little bit here, and that number 67 of Mikey Allen abandoning him to go get a push here from that number 87 of Massey. Big movements as they go ahead.
He's about to see another big one there.
These drivers absolutely now taking it back down too wide. As you see that number 9 of Massey getting a good push here by the 15 of Kensley Smith, but they're going to go ahead and back down into that middle lane as it just was not working for them on that outside. And now you see Sizemore now pushing that number 36 machine, or that 777 machine of David Davis. And here comes Sizemore jumping to the outside looking for a push from Barry Nelson in that number 28. Barry Nelson out on that outside lane helping out Sizemore, but that momentum did not work, as right now there's only 3 trucks to the outside, and so they're kind of starting to fall back here a little bit. And now as this run goes on, it seems like that outside lane is starting to fade away. Still good side-by-side racing back here for right around that 6th spot, as we see Sizemore to the outside, that 888 of Bird in the middle, and that number 92 Iceberg to the inside, as they continue to run 3 wide as they get ready to climb up in the bankings of turn 3 here once again at Talladega. A lot of movement going on that outside lane, but unfortunately they are just continuing to fall back. And as of right now, nobody's wanting to jump up to help them, as you see that number 28 machine go ahead and get back in line, and that's going to cause Sizemore to have to fall back as well, as that 67 of Mikey Allen looked like he almost got turned by that number 28 machine of Nelson, as they come out of the turn. And that 28 machine of Barry Nelson, he's getting really tight out of turn 2 as he keeps swinging wide out towards that wall. So these trucks are starting to get tight for these drivers, and so these drivers have to drive a little extra careful out of these corners, because getting tight at the wrong time can spell disaster.
And some of these drivers still gonna have to come down with pits after before the end of this race here. And a lot of, the action's kind of calmed down a little bit, but like I said, we're starting to see a third line trying to form again.
Yeah, that outside lane is definitely trying to form, but unfortunately, when there's not many people willing to try to make it work, as you see the 67 of Mikey Allen getting left out to dry on that outside lane, it's just hard to make it work when nobody wants to go to the outside, as we now see Ira Kohlhaas trying to make it 3 wide on that outside. But with no help, he will drop to the end of this pack. As they will go 3 wide now with Sizemore, Barry Nelson as they exit here out of turn 4 back to the tri-oval. 14 laps to go this time by, ladies and gentlemen. Time is starting to tick away as we now see Haas making his way to the outside, trying to get his lap back. And he's getting a good push here by Kensley Smith in that number 15. As I said, when you are out there and you want to see that blue and yellow number 15 of Smith behind you, because Smith, he can push you, and he will sure and heck push you to the front.
That 25 of Smith trying to jump up to the middle there, and it appeared nobody really wanted to work with him for the moment, and everybody kind of just dissipated out of that middle lane, and he dropped back a little ways.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Once again, that outside lane just disintegrating ever so quickly. In the closing laps, I anticipated to see, more 3-wide racing. But so far, these guys are taking it nice and easy. I wonder if we're going to start seeing that 3-wide action start to form when we have just under 5 laps to go.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're going to see some 3-wide action, but I got a feeling we're also going to see pit stops within the next 5 to 10 laps here.
Absolutely, especially your race leaders. All these drivers that are out front, those guys, they are, put to the floor. Everybody else behind them, they can work on the throttle, blip the throttle, and keep up just fine here in the draft. But, the ones that have been leading, David Davis in that 777, Steven Luttrell in that number 36 machine, since those guys were out front, they've been using up the most fuel. So it's going to be very interesting to see, how the fuel strategy is going to play out if they need to pit one more time.
I believe they do need to pit one more time, as I'm listening in to some of the driver radios and hearing the couple drivers got about 4 or 5 laps left as of last lap. So I got a feeling we're going to be seeing it before lap 50.
Alrighty, as they are putting that number 67 of Mikey Allen a lap down here. And that will put currently 3 cars 1 lap down.
Oh, so we got someone blinking for a moment.
Yep, the 888 machine losing radio communication with his race team. Something that he's going to have to try to get that figured out in the closing laps here. So hopefully when he comes down for fuel, they can change out his radio for him. And hopefully that will fix. And hopefully that will finish out or fix his issue.
I got a feeling a lot of these drivers are just going to pit and be taking a splash of fuel and going, as they shouldn't need really any more tire or anything just to go another 5 to 10 laps here.
Oh, absolutely. That's definitely one of the biggest things. Here in the closing laps, we got 10 laps to go this time by. All they're going to do is a fuel, just get enough fuel to, get at least maybe 10 laps, just in case we do go into NASCAR overtime. As you see that 87 of Brandon Massey jump back down to the inside, and your front 3 drivers currently are trying to break away.
Yeah, but the draft will prevail, as we all know at these super speedways, and as you can tell, that second little pack there is starting to catch up, and it looks like they're going to opt to slow down and kind of cruise at the moment.
Yeah, that right there just tells me that these guys are thinking about starting to come down for green flag pit stops, and it's going to be here they come. Here they come down pit, or coming into pits.
Ooh, that was very close to a black flag for David Davis there, but I think he got it loaded up just in time.
Yep. So David
All
Davis.
Right, we got some more drivers coming down next lap. I'm hearing over the radio as well.
Yep, David Davis, Steve Sizemore, Brandon Massey, Stephen Luttrell, Terry Fennell, Kensley Smith. All those drivers are down for stop and go. As we see Macy getting left side tires put on his machine.
And I am getting calls for multiple trucks coming down the pit lane this time. I believe this whole little second pack here.
And here they come. All these drivers got to back it down. Hoke way out front. That 53 is rocketing in there, taking over the lead. Now these guys have to quickly get themselves situated here on the in pit road, because these guys need to start, figuring out where their pit stalls are, and if any of them need to come down before the others, we might have contact. But everybody comes down just fine and dandy as we meet up with this pack back here, for starting with Steve Luttrell, Kensley Smith, David Davis, Steve Sizemore now. Brandon
that 53
Macy
with a hell of a pit, by the way. Like, he got in there really good.
Yeah, definitely a really good run out of those cars. As we see this front field, these guys are actually going to rocket around the ones that just pitted, and we now have a 5-race lead here. Unless if Eisburn can hold on to them, we'll have a 6-truck battle here for the race lead.
Well, would you look at that? Stephen Luttrell leading this front group here in that 36 Toyota.
Yes, Stephen Luttrell doing a phenomenal job here today.
And what, who?
Oh, he's coming. Oh, wait. Big push gone wrong?
Yeah, it seems like it, as we're getting some apologies in the chat here. And I was just about to say Kingsley Smith getting right behind him. That's going to put him in a wonderful spot there, but just the push going wrong as he's going to drop back to 5th.
Yeah, definitely a very hurtful thing there for Luttrell, but it seems like it didn't hurt him too much, as he's still able to keep up here with your top 4. And Timothy Eisburn in that number 92 Hershey machine, he's still holding strong to that pack, but he is sitting about half a second behind these guys. So he's going to have to try to find a way to bring them back together. And while these guys are currently running single file, let's take a look back here at these 4 trucks back here, which is being led by Smetana, that number 53, with Barry Nelson, Truth Hope, and Ira Kohlhaas.
Only now, but we're side by side battling for 2nd and 3rd place at the moment. Is this going to allow for that second pack to get called up to the front pack here?
Yeah, as these guys do run side by side for the race lead, it's definitely and Brandon Massey, he's going to leave that 36 of Luttrell hanging to the outside, and that pack behind him didn't really make up much time on him. So
not have been any more perfect of a drop down there, as that was about as close as can get without spinning out.
Oh. Absolutely, as they're still trying to make it work here in the closing laps here at Talladega Super Speedway. Right now, Brandon Macy in that number 87 machine out front. As we got movement in that 777 of David Davis, he's looking to come try to take over the top spot.
That outside line has just been working so good tonight, and they're just able to get such a run on the straightaways. It is insane.
Yeah, definitely a really good run as they run 3 wide, 3 rows deep.
Yeah, it's only got 4 to go, 3 to go this time?
4 to go this time. But these
definitely going to be interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
Yeah, and while these guys are running 3 wide, 3 rows deep, they are actually pulling away from that second pack.
That is honestly crazy, as these drivers aren't battling super hard up here yet, but they are battling.
Yeah,
It's definitely going to make for a good finish with just this little small pack of cars here.
definitely. As we come back across the line, we're going to have 3 laps to go. It can be David Davis's race. It can be Brandon Macy's race. It can be Stephen Luttrell's race. Kensley Smith's race. Steve Sizemore race. Or it can be Timothy Eisburn's race. It is still anybody's race as that 36 goes high, and that's going to bring Sizemore to that second spot on the outside lane as he's giving Macy one heck of a push. I'm sorry, as he's giving Davis a good push down the back straightaway.
And speaking of Sizemore, I mean, to overcome the fact that he got spun on the front stretch and there was no caution, to being up here battling for the lead in the closing 2 laps of this race, hell of a drive by him.
Oh, absolutely. Sizemore is having one heck of a drive here at the end of this race.
All right, since we got the Sizemore family in the chat, let's give them a couple cheers here. So wish them some more good luck as we're coming to the closing laps of this race here.
And they have opened up another second lead on the pack behind them from 7th to 9th. So these guys are doing something right as they are able to run side by side and, you know, still pull away from that second pack. But here it comes, ladies and gentlemen, through the trioval. We are going to see the white flag this time by. Still side by side, Brandon Macy, David Davis still looking to see who's going to make this race win. And here comes that 08 machine of Sizemore trying to make it work, but he's going to get left to dry on the outside from that 36 of Luttrell. He's going to quickly get down behind them, down below, back behind Eisburn as they continue to run side by side. Kensley Smith right behind your race leader, Massey. Is that number 15 machine going to try to make a move? And if he is, when will he do it? As Sizemore, he's back there in that 6th spot.
Looking to get a big run.
Yep, he's looking to get a big run, hoping these guys do something stupid here in the trioval. But here they come. It's going to come down to it. Brandon Macy, David Davis running side by side through the trioval for the final time. Big push it comes, but it's going to be Brandon Macy at the start-finish line for the race win here at Talladega Super Speedway. And let's jump back here to these group back here, and it's going to be the 28 of Barry Nelson getting the race lead as we fall back a little bit more here to Steve Vest and company back here. It looks like it will be that 06 machine of Steve Vest taking home the 11th spot as we fall back a little bit more to these guys, and it's going to be Kirby Wainscott for the race win, or for 15th in his little battle that he had. So if you really want to think about it, we had 4 race winners in the final closing laps here.
Yeah, and Kensley Smith giving such a good push to Brandon there in that last bit of straightaway. He was able to squeeze by David to get P2.
Oh, absolutely. As, you know, just all around, it was a very amazing race. Good pushing all around. Unfortunately, Sizemore got left out to hang to dry there on the final lap. So he will come back in 6th. But Brandon Macy in that number 87 9 machine did an absolute phenomenal job. After starting 11th, he finished up here in the top of the leaderboard. Really good race for him. Let's see here. As you see, Kensley Smith coming up behind, possibly do some burnouts here with that number 9 machine.
Oh man, what an exciting race. Like, that was such an action-packed race. With 2 cautions, I believe?
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, man.
It really doesn't. Good racing all around, you know, and Just wow, wow, wow. That's all I have to say about tonight's race. At the end, I definitely want to speak with Andrew Tefton, that number 98 machine, um, because of I want to get his insight of the racing that we saw today and how much momentum that's going to bring up for our Super Speedway series that starts next Friday night for the Xfinity cars at Atlanta, and we will be rotating between like 3 or 4 different cars, 3 and 4 different tracks for the Super Speedway series. We're going to be going to Atlanta, Talladega. We're going to be going Daytona and the iRacing Super Speedway. So we are in for an absolute treat this season for the Friday night Super Speedway series. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look here and see if we've got anybody in the waiting room.
And I'm not seeing anybody in there at the moment.
No. All right, let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and drag Brandon Macy in.
Oh, there we go. David Davis is in there.
All right, yeah, let's go ahead and bring David Davis up, your second place driver.
Third place.
Oh no, I'm showing he got second, and Kensley Smith
Uh,
got third.
I'm showing the opposite. Anyways, David Davis, do you got a copy?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
We're having a little bit of issue. Did you get P2 or P3, sir?
I thought it was P2 going through, but the thing was showing P3, so I'm honestly not too sure.
Alrighty. Well, how did you feel about the closing laps there, man? You was definitely getting it done on the outside. Looked like you had a good bit of help there for a minute, and y'all just lost a little bit of momentum coming to the line. How do you feel?
It was good. Between the 36 and the 08, I believe were behind me pushing, and uh, thankfully ended up coming out with second place. But it was a pretty wild race through from start to finish.
Yeah, and overall, what did you think of the race tonight? It looked like pretty action packed there at the start, and I mean, it kind of settled down more towards the end. But y'all were 3, 4. I think I seen 5 wide for a small period.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna. I was pretty nervous there for a bit. I think I was up front for
um
the most part of the race.
I don't know
Go ahead, Mike.
I don't know if anybody's looking at the stream right now, but I have it paused on the moment that you and Kensley came across the start finish line. I don't think you can get any closer than that.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a thousandth of a difference.
Wow.
I
No,
think no, I think that's
that's tight.
more than a. I don't know.
I mean, you're in the 10,000s at that point, right? I mean, it's a tight finish. It's pretty much dead even. Uh, yeah, I got no words for that. I mean, whether it's him or the 15 or myself, it was fun. It was a good time.
But Mike, do you got any questions for him before I move him out of here?
No, just what a phenomenal day for you out here, David. That 777. You qualified seventh. So you being up here, running for the race lead doesn't surprise me, as you had 7 on your side today. So really good run.
Right,
And looking,
right.
yeah, looking forward to seeing what you can do in the Friday night Super Speedway series.
Definitely, definitely. I appreciate it. We actually, I think I got second or third place in Wednesday's night race too, which I believe was here. So I do like Talladega, so I'm thankful to be on this track. And once again, thanks to you guys for putting on these races, and it's a blast. I'm really enjoying it. A couple of buddies that I usually race with weren't home this evening, but obviously next week we'll dig into some more races and hopefully some more good finishes.
Yes, sir. As I believe the season starts next week for the Super
Yes.
Speedway Series, correct?
Yep. Next week
Yeah.
at Atlanta in the Xfinity cars.
Awesome,
How
awesome.
how do you feel about the Xfinity cars at Atlanta? I know they do get a little loose once the tires start wearing down. You got any thoughts on that one?
Honestly, it's been a while since I've raced those. We kind of hop around. I mean, I wish I had some more data to be like, oh yeah, I like that track or like that car. But I do like the Xfinity car. I don't really remember how Elena drives with it, but To be honest with you, I've only raced for about 6 months, so 6 or 8 months. So I'm pretty new to it for the most part. So I'm excited to get some practice laps and see how it drives.
Completely understandable. Well, I'll let you get out of here so you can go celebrate your second or third place, whichever one they decide. And
Yep, flip of the coin.
Oh
hell of a
yeah,
job, man.
Yep, I appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Driver that number 777 machine, David Davis. Let's go ahead and get either second or third place winner of Kensley Smith up here now.
I'll let you do this one. Sorry about that.
Kensley Smith, driver that number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Kensley, on iRacing it says second, and my thing it says third. Looking back at the replay and how close it was, I don't know to actually say if you're second or third, my dude. How was the race?
At the start of that race, I think it was about 5 miles
But after the cycle through and um, Brandon was able to get back in front of me, we were just able to hold it and manage to manage the engine temps and stuff like that, and just be able to hold the guys off on the outside.
Well, I will say I've only, been around here for a few short weeks, but I will say you are definitely going to be one of the ones to watch when it comes to the Super Speedway Series, as you're a very dangerous pusher. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean that in a good way. Like, you're very good at keeping your temps and keeping a good momentum on whichever line you're in. And I would say I would trust you to push me any day.
Thanks. I don't think Latrell would say the same. I accidentally gave him a bad push coming out of four, and I do want to apologize to him for that. I already apologized, but I do want to apologize again. Um, I gave him a bad push coming out of four, which set up Brandon being able to get back in front of me. And I kind of sent him to the inside, and yeah, sorry, Latrell. I didn't mean anything.
I know that's probably unfortunate, but at the end of the day, even the pros make mistakes. Things do happen, but otherwise, I don't really see you making many mistakes when you're pushing somebody. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I apologize. My microphone just stopped working out of nowhere. But yeah, he pretty much hit up everything that I was going to say. You know, I've always watched you in that number 15 machine. You always a wonderful pusher, and when you see that yellow and blue coming up behind you, you know exactly that is who you want behind you for sure. So
But is there anyone you want to shout out?
Uh, First and foremost, Brandon Massey. He got some news about his dad last night, and as you can tell by his paint scheme on his truck, he got some pretty bad news yesterday about his dad, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna say it, and I know he's gonna struggle keeping it together during his interview. But this one's for Jerry. Yeah, I was not leaving Brandon at all. Even if I had the run to win this thing or anything, I was not going to leave him. I was going to push him to the finish no matter what. Um, so this one is for Jerry. And then my wife and my daughter, they love watching these, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a fun one to rewatch with them, and all the chaos that went on during this race and the four wide and three wide is going to be fun to rewatch. You guys in the booth, pretty sure it's like I just said, is going to be fun to watch, and that's part of you guys too. Uh, the races that you guys have done have always been very entertaining, and thanks to you guys, Andrew, for putting these races on. Of course, he he works his tail off for all of this, and basically have racing every night of the week almost. Is I don't know how he keeps track of it. So hats off to him and the guys at Bohica, Ira and Brandon, and then of course my guys at Driving Stream Inc.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Congratulations, man, on your either your second or third. We don't even know which one to put you at again. Really good run, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week in Atlanta in the Xfinity Series.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Before we do drag up our race winner, just a heads up. Grab your tissues. This is going to be a tough one, and I will let Brandon tell the story. You guys also, before I forget, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. Hit that ring to get all of our notifications when we go live here on Racers Elite Network. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring up our race winner, Brandon. Make sure
tonight.
you. Oh, I apologize, Brandon. Didn't mean to pull you out of that conversation.
You're good, Bob.
Brandon, what an incredible run for you tonight in that number 87 9.
It should be 9.
It should be 9, but you're showing 87. I have fun with that. But that number 9 machine was wicked fast all day today. You started 11th, worked your way up through the field. How fast was that number 9 machine? And what's your thoughts about that 3 wide racing and 4 wide racing that we saw all day today?
Yeah, that's probably one of the wildest races I've ever been a part of. I don't qualify super speedways well at all. And I told Ira and Kinsley, I said, I'm going to make this thing 3 wide early if I get a chance. So starting on the inside, I knew that I was going to have to try to cycle to the top. And after, I don't know, 2 or 3 laps, I was able to get up there and get behind Kinsley. And man, we just set sail on the top. And that's kind of where we wanted to be about all night long. We wasn't afraid to go up there and just make it work. And so that's pretty much that was kind of the game plan really all night long was just get to the top and race out there. And yeah, we made it work. Is one of the wildest races I ever been a part of. But yeah, I mean, just had to get them 3 wide, and I felt like that any car that would get over, or any truck that would get over in front of us, just kind of stalled our runs. I felt like that me and Kinsley and Ira, when he got in there 3 wide with us, I felt like, man, that we were fast. The three of us were fast on that third lane, and so we would try to cycle out guys that was in front of us. And I apologize to the one car. I guess I caught him off square, going into the corner, coming off the short chute at the start finish line, and so I apologize to him. And that wasn't intentional at all. We had done that for 5 or 6 laps racing there, and just kind of got off center. But yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, definitely awesome racing. 3 wide, 4 wide. You guys were definitely making that outside work, which you really don't see, very often here at Talladega. You can run 3 wide, but being as strong as you guys were was absolutely phenomenal. And I hope that everything that we saw tonight carries on through, starting next week with round one all the way to the season finale. I am absolutely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think I don't typically race the Friday night series. I run the Xfinity series here at Racers Elite, and then take care of your guys' job on Thursday nights for the next gen series. And so yeah, I think the racing. I've called some races on Friday night up in the booth, and the racing's always been good when I've got to do it. And I don't think that it's going to be anything shy of spectacular or anything different than what we've seen tonight. Um, so yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a fun super speedway series, come on over to Racers Elite and sign up.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely do that. Dakota, before we turn the floor over to Brandon to give his shout outs and whatnot, do you have anything to ask Brandon?
Uh, Nah, I don't really have anything to ask him. I think you covered everything, but congratulations on your win, man. Hell of a job getting it up through the field, and I do agree with what you said about y'all three was working well on the outside. I think I said that a few times that y'all were able to get on that outside with just three trucks and y'all were fucking moving.
Hey, language. Sorry,
But
you can penalize
sorry about
Dakota
that.
for
But
that.
y'all were moving really good on the outside line there with just three trucks. It was very surprising.
Yeah, me and Ira kind of figured that out in practice. We was actually with I believe it was Steve Vest maybe, and we actually went to third, fourth, and fifth in practice with three trucks. So I kind of knew that we could have speed with three. It was just a matter of getting the three trucks together, and that's typically hard to do. And we actually was able to find each other, and when we did, man, we just went to the top and made it work. And we had some bad fast rides tonight for sure.
Yes, sir. But anyways, you got anybody you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I'm going to do what I can to get through this. I got emotional last night in the broadcast. The paint scheme on this truck, man, means everything to me. On the hood of the truck is my dad. He called me yesterday and broke the news about some kidney disease to go along with the heart disease that he has, and it's been some trying times for me and my family. And I want to say, Dad, I love you, man. Your fight is my fight, and this one's for you. Um, you taught me everything about racing, and I'm looking forward to going back and watching this with him, and getting to enjoy this moment. It means a lot. I want to give a shout out to my wife, my mama, my kids, Ira, Kinsley, uh, two really good plate racers, two really good just overall people. And what him and Wayne Scott and Andrew is doing with the windshield banners for Wednesday night and Thursday night. And to have that support from this group at Racers Elite means the world. And yeah, I just want to say, Pops, I love you, man. And, this one's for you.
Absolutely, this one is definitely for Papa Jerry Massey. Your heart and my heart and thoughts and prayers are all to you and your family, man. Keep fighting, just like Brandon said. Your fight is not only your guys' fight, but it's going to be my fight as well. As if you got the prayer power coming your way, absolutely, 1000%. Um, but yeah, so with that being said, Dakota, any last questions for Brandon?
Sir, if you ever need anyone to talk to, you're more welcome to hit me up, though, bud.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you guys.
All right,
And I
man.
hope you have a good night and go celebrate and enjoy this victory because it's definitely well earned.
Yep.
Appreciate you guys.
Much love to you and your family, Brandon. And congratulations on your win. And we'll see you around, buddy.
Thank you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 9, Jerry Macy, fight for kidney disease, Inc. in a blink. Sponsor number 9. Beautiful paint scheme right there, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful sentiment for Jerry Macy as Brandon takes home the win here at Talladega after that heart gutching news from family. It's definitely one of those um, tough things to do, but please, you guys, just like anything else, if you can make a small donation to any organization that is pulling for the kidney disease foundation or something, make a small donation. Every penny counts, guys. So if you guys could do that for us, that'd be amazing. Just Google it. Look up kidney disease awareness, and donate to somebody. And who knows that money could in turn go and help Brandon's dad, Jerry. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think we should go ahead and take a look here at our final results before I forget. Here we go. All right, guys. Start. Your race winner Brandon Macy in that number number 87 machine. It is actually a very good toss up here. Um, as you guys see here in the overlay, Kensley Smith, David Davis, um, they finished exactly .059 behind your race winner, and Stephen Luttrell and Timothy Eisburn finish .119 behind your race leader. So two practical photo finishes at the line for second through fifth. That is an absolute phenomenal run for all these drivers. Coming home sixth is going to be Steve Sizemore. What an incredible bounce back from him in that number 90. From in that number 08 machine. Barry Nelson will bring it home seventh. Truth Hoke, Ira Kohlhaas, and Peter Smetana. Get with me so I can get your name correct, my friend. They will run out your top 10. Steve Vest, Terry Fennel, Jim Barg, and that Triple Eight machine will bring it home 13th. Steve Castle, Kirby, Wayne Scott round out your top 15. Mike Fudge, Alan Roth, Mikey Allen, Kyle Hess, Chris Gaskell will bring it home to finish out your top 20. And then Andrew Teft and Raymond Bell will round out your field today. Dakota, what are your final thoughts about the race today? Um, what are you looking forward to the most about this upcoming season?
If they keep up racing like that, I might have to get me a pacemaker. That's my final thoughts.
Absolutely, I can't agree more, ladies and gentlemen. That race, what we saw today, was absolutely amazing, absolutely phenomenal all around. We saw three wide, we saw four wide, and we couldn't ask any better of a race today. You guys, next week, right here on Racers Elite Network, we are going to have our season opener of the Friday Night Super Speedway Series starting at uh, 9 p.m. We'll be live probably about between 8:40, 8:45. We're going to start off the season right. This was a good way to start them off. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself, Mike Taylor, my good buddy, Dakota LaRue, and everybody here at Racers Elite Network, we hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your Halloween. And we will see you all next week right here on Racers Elite Network. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a happy time zone.